Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today it's one of my replays and I'm in the Moines, a tier 10 US cruiser. I'm on my Land of Fire. It's a 3-point domination game. No sub, no carrier, which is nice. Now I'm making my way here into the B cap. I used my radar because I was briefly detected here.
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
Now I haven't found the destroyer that was spotting me, but we can shoot the Holland over there. And oh, it looks like somebody entered my radar range. Now there is only like 10 seconds of radar left, but I should be able to get 1 or 2 salvos out at this destroyer before it disappears. Well, did a little bit of damage there. Now I'm currently inside Viper's smokescreen. I'm here with my friends Youth in a Minotaur and Viper in the Summers. And that means we'll got another smokescreen here from the Minotaur if we need it. What we also have is nice broadside shots at ships inside A. Which means I can now switch to armor piercing and then we can see what we can do with this Moscow. Now we have, interestingly, still 2 battleships here in the center that haven't really decided to go for a flank. They are also, I don't think, in a good position to... I mean, if the enemy would push in harder, maybe they'd be able to create a crossfire. Anyway, so I've tried shooting the Eager here, but the Eager is angling. The Moskva, on the other hand, is just reversing a little bit. And it's still relatively broadside. It's almost at the edge of my range, but... I think that's something we can work with. Yes, there is the Citadel. Now, can we get more? Also, the question is, will it keep reversing or not? Well, only one Citadel so far. I think it's now stopping, probably going forward again. There is some fish here, but I don't think it's too concerning. And I should have given more lead. I think the Moskva is gonna accelerate a little bit more quickly here. There are also some torps going towards it. So it might just end up eating the fish and sinking. It would be nice. Now we are losing C, not really a surprise. We have barely any presence there. The sad part is, right, I think the ships that actually tried to do something at A were taken out. And down goes the Moskva. And we have this large blob here that's not really doing much. Meanwhile, there is a Des Moines here on the other side. My RPF is tracking most likely the Goatland. Our radar would be ready, but I have no idea how close it is. And those are Holland fish. Well, I'm just gonna try to get some shots into this Des Moines for now. And maybe I'll also evade those... Are those torps fine? Maybe a little bit of movement is required. Yeah, that was a bit closer than it should have. Now the thing is, we can't... Oh, there is a destroyer, I got spotted, I popped the radar. Now we pew a bit. Now I have to angle against the Des Moines and, well, all of the stuff that's at the sea cap, I suppose. Also getting shot at by that Eagle. I mean, I suppose if I point my nose towards sea, I should be angled against basically everything except for Destroyer, who is in no position to actually shoot back. So the problem is, there is barely an enemy at A, and almost all of our team is there. Now, I wish I could say we could trust our random teammates to take A, but I think it might actually require wipe over there. Meanwhile, this Des Moines is trying to get into cover. I'm going for some armor piercing, and down it goes.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
So, you know, we are 1 ship ahead. We're doing well in that regard. We are some points ahead. We can now grab A. The biggest problem really is that we need more ships here, right? It's obvious that the enemy is at sea, and it's pretty obvious that they're gonna push B soon. Or at least, well, that's what makes sense for them. But we don't really have anyone here stopping them, right? Especially all of our battleships are going for A, despite the fact there is nothing they can shoot. I mean, there are 2 destroyers somewhere, but they aren't going to be detected that easily. And the only thing they could potentially fight is an Aegir, and that's assuming the Aegir actually starts shooting them. Otherwise, it's just going to be undetected. Well, the Chopard now comes this way, but 3 of our 4 battleships are basically going the only place where it's impossible for them to do something.
Torpedoes to port.
Oh, hello, fish. I mean, unsurprisingly, I'm getting poked here a bit, and they ran on. So, what I do is, I'm going to turn my nose towards that flounder. The problem, of course, is enemy ships could come in through the gap like here in front of me, or through the gap behind me, and I could easily be overwhelmed here. So my best defense here is that a lot of people just turn around when they start getting shot at. So maybe I can make the enemy turn around. Plunder is not the most scary ship you can meet. I don't actually know what caliber it has, but it might be a lower one. If it has like 380s, it can't overmatch my nose. That would be nice. So the idea is to engage this battleship here. I'm trying to maneuver a little bit so I can use the islands as some cover. Also have to keep in mind that there might be... Oh, I'm reversing too much. Yeah, if I reverse too much, I'm gonna get shot in my rear here. Although it looks like that cruiser has a different problem. So yeah, there's a destroyer inside B, also something to worry about. And the Halland has been spotted. I now could shoot the Halland, but I still have sort of a flounder issue. Maybe I should be shooting the Halland instead, mind you. But, you know, might be a little bit of tunnel visioning going on my part. So, my secondaries now start opening up on that Halland, and... oh, hello, Halland. Now, the secondaries got this.
Enemy destroyer foundered.
Yeah, I should have been shooting this Halland. I mean, there was this tiny little island that could have blocked it at some points. My bad. But hey, it all worked out. Meanwhile, we have still 3 battleships and a Johann chasing a single Aegir. Like, if the enemy team had actually figured out that they could sail around those islands, we'd be so dead. But I do have this Chopard with me. It might be a pink Chopard, but it's the best battleship we have. Definitely. It's the only one that has figured out where the fight is. So I'm using my radar here, not necessarily to detect the Ognovoy, which is too far away anyway, but to give me some information about the maneuverings of those battleships. Like the Flounder was, at first it looked like it might be pushing through sea, then it decided otherwise, it went north, then it looked like it could be going through this gap, then it decided otherwise and it's coming back. See, this is the thing, right? The enemies could easily push us, but they're all too afraid, because, you know, they could be shot at. And most ships would rather lose a game than be shot at, so once again the Flounder is coming here. Is it going to push the Des Moines? No, it's immediately going for a race action, although in this case might actually help it avoid those fishies. But then again, it had no idea that those were coming. It just decided that once again, fighting is really not what it's here for. Now Viper is coming in with a smoke screen. The problem being my Des Moines has a very bad smoke fire penalty. It's just the fate of Des Moines. Which means I can't really use this. Well, I mean, I can use the smoke if I stop shooting. So it gives me a chance to disengage if I want to. Because as we've established, we're just going to win this on points, right? The enemy team is just not really doing anything.
I need intelligence data.
But don't we all? Oh yeah, it's the Montana in the backline. It's always the battleship in the backline. So, my consumables are on cooldown. I can't use them to spot right now, but this is just where patience comes in once again. The Shobart is ready to face that Izumo that's coming. See, once again, the problem is we don't know where that North Curl is going. If that North Curl pushes through here together with the Izumo, we're in trouble. We do have Viper with torpedoes, but, you know, the shop... Oh, there's the Ognivoy. Speaking of torpedoes. It disappeared. So, I don't have the tools to detect it. It's probably gonna torp through here because it made this pass. Now, I have the Legendary module. I can accelerate very quickly. So I should be fine if the fish appears, even without Hydro, I think. Radar is almost ready. It's just, probably has been too much time, we don't know where the Ognivoy is. Once again, like, if the North Curl had pushed in here with the Izumo, we would have been in trouble. Viper is really the only thing that would truly stop them. I mean, you know, by now, actually some of our ships have sailed into this area by accident. Yeah, I got one shot into the Ognivoy. I was hoping I could shoot a bit more there, but I had to accelerate for the torps. That was unfortunate. So I couldn't make use of my radar. But we had 923 points, right? The enemy team has delayed so long that by now, even our zone warships have found their way here. And I mean, there's still a like that Flounder I had like 3 times almost pushed in here, and every time it's turned away. That North Curl came into a position to sort of flank us, but then decided not to. And the Izumo, well, the Izumo has now decided to go around. We are at 960 points, right? If you don't push, well, I mean, even if you push now, it's way too late. Of course, the Izumo could easily sink me here with one salvo. Just needs a reasonable roll on its RNG, but it looks like it's more focused on the Shobart. Meanwhile, I'm gonna accelerate a little bit more. The North Curl is coming too. And, oh, those shells went into, actually, my angled belt, so that's nice. And now it's just reached 1,000 points. So, this was another weird game. I mean, I suppose weird is becoming more and more normal. But in essence, our team was on one flank, the enemy team was on the other flank. And both teams decided that that's fine, and they actually didn't want to fight. But, you know, we grabbed the center, so we won on points. Well, I mean, I should be thankful that they didn't push me, because there wasn't really anything I could have done about it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next time.